Welcome everyone and welcome to today's video. We are in ACC today to have a look at the new update that got released recently, the v.18 version. Now, there has been a lot of content on this update already, but I specifically haven't seen any content on VR in this update. Now, to give you guys a little bit of an overview, I have not done a lot of content on ACC because of one reason. The VR support has always been very poor. I've jumped in every now and then in the past year or so to see if it's made any improvements, and that hasn't been the case. But with this update, they have announced a whole host of changes to force feedback, physics, the multiplayer experience, UI, and most importantly for us, the graphics. Now within that graphics section, there is two areas that I am most interested in, and that is the implementation of DLSS and FSR. Now I'll go into a little bit more detail, not too much, because I must admit I don't understand the full intricacies of both of these additions, but I like to think I know the basics, and they should hopefully make a sufficient impact on VR performance. And that's what this video is about. We're going to jump into a 10-minute race to see how VR reacts, how the support is now. Is it playable? Is it still the same? Has it made any improvements? And ultimately make a decision and a suggestion for you guys of whether or not ACC is worth purchasing, and is it worth buying a VR headset specifically for this game, because there's people out there who will be looking at ACC and thinking that's a sim I'd love to play VR in, and I am in that category as well, although I do already have a VR headset. But yeah, so let's head into it. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, turn those notifications on, and enjoy. So let's talk about DLSS and FSR before we head into kind of our full review of VR performance. You've got a nice 10-minute race at Brands Hatch in front of you in the Bentley Continental GT3 to keep you visually occupied at the same time. Now, DLSS and FSR, in very basic terms, they are both upsampling rendering technologies. One by NVIDIA, and which is only available on NVIDIA, that is DLSS, and FSR, which is done by AMD. Now, they pretty much do the same thing, but slightly different ways. DLSS takes a lower rendered frame and with a fancy AI technology upscales it depending on which option you've got selected. So there are 4 options of performance gains. That is quality, balanced, performance, and ultra performance. Now, as you can imagine, ultra performance is about prioritizing FPS over the graphical image, and quality is vice versa, graphics over FPS. Now, FSR, what this does, it has 4 slightly different categories to choose from, or options to choose from correctly, and they are ultra quality, quality balanced, and performance. And what they do what it does differently compared to DLSS is that it doesn't have a fancy AI technology to upscale the image. It upscales the image, but it uses some sharpening filters and anti-aliasing filters to make the image look better than it is, to upscale that lower rendered image. Now, personally, on this, I did test both with all the different options, and I decided on DLSS was better, and I prioritized the quality option. That's mainly because the performance options were, of course, pushing an FPS, but the graphical quality in the VR headset was just not usable. It really was quite poor, even though I got obscene FPS rates. It just wasn't feasible to use in the sim. So I went to quality, much better graphical image, and that is what you're seeing in front of you. Now, word of advice though, guys, this image that you're seeing in front of you is not the image that I see within my headset. It's close, but it's always going to be better on a monitor, even though this is the mirror image. it's always going to be better than what it is in the headset. And let's talk about VR support. So, first question, is it better than it was previously? Yes, it is definitely better. It was pretty much unusable beforehand. You couldn't see far enough into the distance. It was blurry. It just, as I said, that's why I haven't made any content on it, especially in VR. Is it better now? Yes, but the image still has a lot of drawbacks. So the immediate image in front of you, as you can see on the image on your screen in the race, the vicinity of the car and immediately in front of you is good. It is. You can see the details, the animations. It's much better than pretty much, other than AMS2, it's much better than iRacing. That is for sure. But that is where it stops. Further on into the distance, that is where we have a big issue still in the optimization of VR support. Unfortunately, you can maybe see it on the monitor now in front of us, but it's nowhere near clear enough. The best way I can describe it is that it's like I need glasses. It's just the draw distances in this game in VR are just very poor. I just don't know what they're doing compared to other sims, AMS2, and compared to iRacing in particular, which I race predominantly on. It's just so difficult to see far enough in front of you, and I can stomach a 10-minute race, but there's no way I'll be able to do any longer. I actually started to get headaches from doing this race a number of times, because, as I said, it's like you need a pair of glasses. I just don't know what they need to do. As I said, I'm not a programmer. I don't know specifically what needs to be done, but I know that this is not doable. You can't race in this way, and it's a real shame because I love this sim, and I love this sim so much actually. And the force feedback feels so good. I mean, this sim has the best sound of anything out there. It really does feel like you're in a hollowed out car that is designed specifically for racing, and the force feedback and the tyre model is brilliant. You can catch slides, which I assume is what it's like in real life. I've never driven a GT3 car in real life, so I can't comment too much there, but it's so enjoyable to drive, and the real thing, it just lets it down. It's just, you just can't see far enough in front of you. It really does need much more fidelity. Now, you may be thinking, oh, well, why is FSR not better? Because that's supposed to sharpen up the image more. That's not it. It's to do with the pixel density. So VR pixel density, I've got set at 140 here in front. Actually, sorry, 120 here in front of us, and that is because I have to have it set at 120. I can have it higher. I can actually chuck it up to 150, but I wouldn't be able to record this race for you. This race was recorded in 30 frames per second because it was suffering so much on performance in the mirror image, not in the headset. Headset was fine in regards to FPS, but the mirror image was just so poor, which in most cases people wouldn't be too worried about because most people don't stream or record. But for me personally, that was a big issue there, and that's why the image doesn't look good. But the image doesn't look good because the VR support isn't good. We've all seen videos on ACC on triple monitors or ultra wide or just a single monitor, and it is one of the best looking sims out there, probably the best looking sim out there. It is phenomenal, and it's just a shame that we don't even get half of that carried over into VR. It's really disappointing because I'm actually considering, I never said, I always said I would never go back to single monitor, but I'm actually considering giving ACC a go in single monitor because it is that good. It is so good, and it's just a shame that us in the VR community just it's not really worth it. It's not really worth playing. So yeah, just a real quick overview there, to be honest, of what this update is provided. As I said, it's better than it was before, but it's still got a long way to go, if you ask me, for VR. It's just, by all means, jump in, experience it for yourself, have a play around. Just before we end this video, I will scroll through my VR settings so you guys can use those as a base and go from there. I have spoken to people who have got actually better PC specs than me. They've got 3060s, 3070s, they've got Quest 2, and they've experienced the same issues. So it doesn't, I thought at first maybe it was a hardware issue, and I would maybe come to the stage where I actually need to upgrade my PC, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, anyone around who's given it a go, please feel free to leave some comments below. Are you experiencing the same things, or are you able to actually get a much cleaner image? Of course, it's subjective to people. Some people may be able to put up with it and think it's okay to race sim, but me personally, I just want some more, especially compared to the other sims out there, such as iRacing and AMS2, where they do VR really well, and I could have my headset on for long periods of time and yeah, not get headaches because of the image quality that is presented to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Of the race in front, it was really enjoyable for what it was worth. As I said, I just want more. I just want more out of this sim for VR. It's a real shame. It's why I would love triple monitor setup as well. I'd love the best of both worlds so that I could experience this sim. But I never thought I would. I may have to go to single monitor because it is so much fun. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the review. Let's jump into now my VR settings, and I'll give you a quick overview, a quick scroll through of what I've got set up at the moment. And there we go, guys. Those are the VR settings. You can use those as a base. I don't want to elaborate on them too much as I don't know the specifics behind each and every setting. You drag these from a combination of different videos and sites online, and these just happen to work for me. But you can use these as a base. Please check out the description below in the video. I will outline my PC specs. Of course, I'm using an Oculus Rift S. You guys may have better headsets than me and may get a better quality image, and as well have higher PC specs or lower. So yeah, you can use this as a base. This works for me. It's an okay experience, but it needs to be improved a lot more to be able to use it consistently in VR and use competitively. As I said, I'm seriously considering going to a single monitor because this sim is so much fun, and it is just disappointing that VR is still not quite there. But who knows? They've made a lot of changes. As I said, it was much better than it was before, and fingers crossed that the devs listen, maybe they come across this video, and hopefully they take kind of these criticisms, the constructive criticisms, into account. As I said, I'm not a programmer. I don't know what the root cause is or the solution, but yeah, unfortunately, personally, it's not usable for long periods of time in its current state, but thoroughly enjoyable sim though. Yeah, I think I covered everything. I hope you guys enjoyed that. By all means, jump in, experience it for yourself. I know I keep repeating myself, it's a great sim. See what you think, make your own minds up, and go from there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, turn those notifications on, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.